Welcome to Thunder Live on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. One quick game at home for Oklahoma City, and boy, did we get our money's worth here tonight, taking on the Denver Nuggets. Final score, 121 going into overtime. A game that from the very outset felt intense, chippy playoff atmosphere. The Thunder got contributions up and down the roster. Going into overtime, some physical performances after trailing by as many as 16 points. The Thunder have their fourth largest comeback of the season, thanks to some big-time shot making and some big-time defense down the stretch. Hey everybody, welcome back inside of Paycom Center and into Thunder Live. I'm Paris Lawson alongside the Thunder's very own Royce Young. And Royce, we talked about it coming into this game. This had all the makings of being a really intense basketball game between two teams who have a lot of familiarity with one another, have a lot of history, and both really competitive, looking to get a win tonight.
You could feel it in the building before tip-off. I mean, it had some pop. It had some energy. The crowd was very into it right from tip-off. And the Thunder did not come out well in this game either. You know, the Nuggets really kind of threw that opening punch. OKC had to play from behind, but did a great job of overcoming some of that, getting back into the game. And then it turned into just an absolute classic down the stretch. Of course, the chippiness, the back and forth element. SGA was great, but then obviously coming back, first game back from his injury, they had to endure that overtime period without SGA. It was about great defense, about big-time stops, and some really, really good transition offense. Isaiah Joe was huge. And also, I mean, there's so many things to talk about in this game. Alex Caruso.
Amazing.
How many winning plays did that guy make in the fourth quarter and overtime?
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk more about all of the contributions that the Thunder received in order to get this win against the Nuggets because, spoiler alert, the Thunder poured in 47 bench points in this game, critical down the stretch, and Alex Caruso, a huge contributor to that. Let's bring in a couple of contributors to this broadcast. Chris Fisher and Michael Cage, who were the voices on tonight's call. Guys, I know you got to be exhausted after calling all of that action out there on the court.
Still got some water left here.
Well, we got to go through it. We need another overtime. We're ready to go an extra 5 minutes.
I feel Nick's throat, you know.
Oh, we don't need that.
We got
three
that
games.
Alex Caruso headband. That'll help.
Come on, that might help, Paris. But we got 3 games on the road coming up. We need you top notch here because
Absolutely,
the Thunder were top notch.
All right.
Particularly after that first quarter. I mean, there's so many different things that we can talk about. Paris mentioned it a little bit there at the end. The one thing, Michael, that really stood out to me in this game was just the way that the bench stepped up throughout this entire game, particularly late in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Well, everybody chipped in, and you got to remember, folks, they're coming off an East Coast swing. This is the third game in 4 nights, and you still got a short roster. You get your star player back. He can't play in overtime. The bench steps in with those 47 points or 46 you were talking about, and Paris. But I like the overall feel. It was a gutsy, physical, entertaining game. Chet 21 rebounds. Come on, man, that dude was unreal tonight. And everybody stepped up and made shots. I thought the start of the fourth quarter changed the whole narrative for the Thunder when they got that steal and they got that 3 by McCain. And all of a sudden, the thing started just flowing smoothly for the Thunder. And then throughout that whole quarter, you're talking about 2 good teams. I mean, these are divisional rivals. They got 2 more games that's probably going to go down like this as well. And it was just a hard-fought, entertaining game, well coached by both coaches, and players stepping up for each team at the right time.
Yeah, you could feel kind of the playoff level physicality, aggressiveness, the atmosphere here early in those possessions in the first quarter, and it just carried through the entire rest of the game, and ultimately the Thunder coming out with a victory. This one home game in the middle of all these road games, boy, this Thunder crowd got a nice treat.
Yeah, they certainly showed up and showed out. It was rocking inside of this building. I'm sure you guys could feel it as well. Hey, Chris and Mike, thank you so much. Get some rest. We'll see you on the road. We appreciate you as always. And the Thunder, in this game, a lot of ups and downs, a game of runs, and there's so much action in this one. The first quarter belonged to the Denver Nuggets. They put up 33 points. The Thunder only 19 points in that first quarter, started to really turn things around. We saw the Thunder's offense start to pick up there in the second quarter, but in the second half in general, the Thunder continue to just stack possessions, stack stops, and stack solid plays in order to get the tides turned just enough to give them a shot down the stretch. So let's pick it up from halftime, roll the tape, and see how this game unfolded for Oklahoma City, bringing us to the third quarter. The Thunder coming out of halftime, you're trailing by 7 points, and the Thunder did a really good job just continuing to try to find ways to put ball through the hoop and get stops.
No doubt about it. And, a lot of it, I think, really started on the defensive end. And not that OKC didn't play good defense in the first half, because we talked about it all pregame, Paris. The Denver Nuggets put a ton of pressure on you in terms of getting stops, being committed to your game plan, being disciplined. Obviously, Jokic is so good. Jamal Murray was unbelievable tonight. But once the Thunder started kind of stacking up some stops, that kind of loosened up the offense. And now they were starting to break down Denver's defense, because that is an area Denver is susceptible. You can execute against this Denver team.
Yeah, they have the offense is really potent, but the defense is a really good opportunity for you to get some quality looks, and the Thunder doing a really good job moving the ball. And the one thing you'll notice, it's a lot of different guys that the Thunder goes to down the stretch of this game. Guys like Jay Will stepping up big time buckets. How about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this game? Electric offensive.
I mean, it's unbelievable to think that he missed almost 3 weeks and now he comes back and plays to that level. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he shook off the rust really quickly. A lot of that was just about the downhill nature that he played with tonight. Very aggressive at the basket. You saw it there. The Thunder were behind a lot in that third quarter and really did a good job of closing. And how about this open to the fourth quarter? Just electricity from Isaiah Joe. The hustle right there. Jared McCain set up for a three. That set an incredible tone. David Adelman had to take a very quick timeout because he did not like what he was seeing early in this fourth quarter, because the Thunder came out, and if the Nuggets started well in the first quarter, the Thunder set through that punch here to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, set a really strong tone, and that was really the spark that drew the fire for Oklahoma City that led to this big-time bucket from Lu Dort at the top of the key to give the Thunder a 1-point lead. And at this point, Royce, Paycom Center was about as loud as I have heard it this season.
Yeah, Dort put that one down. Timeout Nuggets. That queued up titanium. You know it's good when you generate
That's how
one
you
of
know.
those. You know it's good. And that was a big moment. OKC finally kind of getting a foothold in the game, taking control. Jared McCain, again, just doing a great job in his minutes. And then here's where things kind of spiraled out of control in the game. Lu Dort had kind of contact with Nikola Jokic. It looked like Dort stuck his foot out, and now Jokic just comes running at him. And look, I mean, this was a wild situation. They went to a lengthy review. It was hard to see exactly what Jokic did in here. It looked like he grabbed Jay Will's hair and pulled it at one point. But here's what I'll say about it, Paris. To me, this is something that builds up throughout a game when you play Nikola Jokic. There are so many things that he does throughout a game. The antics, the flopping, the acting, the throwing his body on people. I've never seen a 280-pound guy get pushed down as easily as he does all the time. And it just wears you out. Dort stuck his foot out. He shouldn't have done it, but it built up all game long, and it generated that scenario.
It's a point that Michael Cage made early in this game. You have to get those sort of things under control. Moments like that don't just happen in the fourth quarter or in overtimes of game. Those things build over time and lead to those sort of culminating moments, lead to a lot of dramatics. The Thunder, to their credit, still come out on top despite all of the emotion in this game. And it's the defensive end of the floor, making sure that they are the ones that are poised, composed, under control, and continuing to put together great possessions like this.
That's really well said, Paris, because, I mean, look at it. I mean, the Nuggets came out of that emotional review where it did not go the Thunder's way. Lu Dort got ejected, and, Jokic was only given a technical foul, and the Nuggets were the ones kind of putting it on the Thunder right there. And this is a big-time shot from Christian Brown. That made it a 4-point game, and OKC continued to execute. Alex Caruso in these final 2.5 minutes. I mean, this was a monumental three right there. And then just all the game-winning plays that kind of generated on top of this. And now OKC has a chance here to win it. And Alex Caruso has an open lane to the bucket, kind of an awkward floater. Chet Holmgren puts it back, but it's after the buzzer.
The Paycom Center crowd was ready for this overtime, and the Thunder earned this opportunity after trailing by as many as 16 points. And in overtime, we saw some incredible execution by everybody on the court for Oklahoma City.
I mean, the Thunder just looked fresher in overtime.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were just beating the Nuggets up the court. This is transition basketball. One hit ahead to Cason Wallace. Then he finds Isaiah Joe in the corner for a monster three right there. And, I mean, that's kind of the story of this overtime. The Thunder just kind of outran the Nuggets. I mean, again, I mean, look, I don't know how that's not an offensive foul. That to me, there's calls that go on throughout a game, but that is genuinely baffling that a guy can lower his shoulder to that degree and not get an offensive foul. But how about this play by Alex Caruso? Eyes in the back of that headband because he comes up with that steal and then again pushing it ahead in great transition, and then he just takes it himself. Really kind of dummy screen right, Chet Holmgren right there to free up Caruso to get to the rim.
I love the reaction from the Thunder's bench after that possession by Alex Caruso. Just an absolute winner, making winning plays. And you want to talk about winning plays? How about a corner three from Isaiah Joe? One of the daggers of this game for OKC.
Again, just incredible execution by the Thunder in that overtime period. The defense was great, and then being able to turn that into quick attack offense. Again, SGA unable to play in that overtime as the Thunder kind of manage him coming back from his injury. But the Thunder, this is a muscle that they've built up over the last few weeks. They just really tapped right into that. Cason Wallace seamlessly slid back into that playmaking role, and you saw him create so many of those shots in that overtime frame.
A number I don't want to overlook here is the 24 steals and blocks combined for Oklahoma City, because that's really a good indicator of how impactful the defense was for OKC in this game. You're going up against the most potent offense in the NBA in the Denver Nuggets. You have to be able to double down defensively and limit them as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's so difficult to do with the pressure that Denver puts on you. I mean, basically their whole offense is that high screen and roll between Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, dribble handoff, screen, rescreen. I mean, you're fighting over it. Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Lu Dort, all those guys are running through 100 screens throughout this game, and they just really pressure your defense to execute. And sometimes you just got to kind of put your head down, watch Jamal Murray make a tough one, watch Jokic make a tough one, and you got to get back and get ready to lock in on that next defensive possession. And that's what the Thunder did in that fourth quarter and overtime.
Some incredible focus and discipline that we saw from Oklahoma City in what was a raucous environment here inside of Paycom Center. An electric crowd here as the Thunder squared off against the Denver Nuggets, a game that went into overtime. All right, stick with us here on Thunder Live. We got to break down the game of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his first game back after missing the last 9. More on him when we come back.